Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thursday, May 16th. Here we are, the Daily Bone podcast, brought to you with the intention of covering all things crypto market. That includes Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, meme coins, and NFTs. I'm Pio here with the newest Ordinals and Runes influencer. He snatched up 540,000 impressions, getting dunked on by big-time Bitcoin maxis. I mean, he outshined me, Lynn Alden, Safety Amos, who he didn't even know who that is, the literal author of the Bitcoin Standard. He doesn't know anything about Bitcoin. Clemente, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, man, dude, Bitcoin people are insufferable. Holy shit. I thought Ordinals people, like, I had my frustrations with them. A lot of them are pretentious. They are very, like, they feel like what they have is the best. Runes are the best meme coin, blah, blah, blah. Bitcoin maxis are so much worse. It is insane. The dunking, the quote tweets, the like pretentiousness of like, we're getting rid of the spam on blockchain. This is what happens when you sacrifice your precious sats for this bullshit that is runes. I was like, dude, get out of here. So now I'm converted. I'm team runes. I am team ordinals. Let's go. I'm all in, baby. I'm all in.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised that the traditional Bitcoin Maximus, obviously they're not going to get behind a random ass token. That token is up though today. Am I right?
It's up 80%. Wall Street Bets tweeted about it.
We're only down 50%.
This Safe Dean guy you were bragging about responded to me again. He ratioed me twice in one day.
Wait, I didn't see the second one. What's the second one?
I tried to make a bet with him that the runes that I would buy would outperform Bitcoin by the end of June.
Wait, what? Wait a minute.
He goes, unfortunately for you, I'm not mentally
retarded. Oh my God. Wait a minute. Scroll up. Let me see this. Ladies and gentlemen, we're looking at, so Clemente is just putting on an absolute clinic of how to function on crypto Twitter. So wow. So Clemente, I didn't see this. This is the follow-up. So Safety Amos, ladies and gentlemen, this is the literal author of the Bitcoin Standard, which in many ways is the holy Bible of sorts for Bitcoin. It is at this point still a good read. I think Lynn Alden's Broken Money is, I mean, it's a bigger book. It's harder to read because it's so long, but I think it's a little bit more neutral than Bitcoin Standard. But regardless, this guy is a pretty damn iconic person in Bitcoin, 10 plus year Bitcoiner, literal author of the #1 book. Clemente says, I'm running a small runes wager, taking $2,500 and defines it 0.04 BTC out of my cold wallet and putting it into 33% in a dog go to the moon, 33% in a Pups World Peace, 33% in a Arsic Genesis Rune. Willing to bet, then you tag his ass. Willing to bet at Safety or whoever else was dunking on runes earlier that it outperforms Bitcoin by the end of June. That's a 6-week run. Then you said any takers. You threw in some nice pictures. Dog go to the, are those the logos?
Yeah, the logos for it. And then he responded. I tagged him multiple times. People also are tagging him, and then he responds.
Unfortunately, so his response after several tags is, unfortunately for you, I am not mentally retarded. That's literally what he wrote. So I cannot possibly bet a single Satoshi on what a retarded scam, so 2 times use the R word, can do in 6 weeks. But don't worry. You don't need, well, triple R. You don't need to be retarded for you to double down on this. He wants you to get in, Clemente.
Yeah, so it was, the double ratio was crazy. The one yesterday I tweeted, he like ratioed the hell out of me. He got like 1,000+ likes on the other one. This one he did it again. So whoever this guy is, he's got a strong following, a strong presence on Twitter.
Whoever he is, yeah, it's the fact that you're baiting him is wild. That's incredible. Keep doing it. Like, see if you can get more responses from him. This is unbelievable. I'm just going to keep sharing them with my Bitcoin Maxi friends. It's been pretty fun to watch. Been pretty awesome.
Yeah,
you feeling good about it, Clemente?
Oh, yeah. What he doesn't realize is now he's gonna start getting infiltrated with like fantasy top content, like Blast, NFTs. Like the more he engages with it, the more it's gonna fall into his algorithm. So he's toast now.
He didn't follow you, obviously.
No.
If anything, he blocked him and muted him.
He probably will block you if you keep trying to bait him. They don't play around. Anyway, look, so before we dive into the meat, the function of the show, I'm trying to take that verbal crutch of meat and potatoes out of my vocabulary. Clemente's made me self-conscious about it. Wanted to shout out, part of our content partnership program with Polygon involves discussing a little bit about One World and One World $1 campaign that's launching today. Easy. If you could take the mic and share a little bit about One World $1, I'd love to know, what you think about it.
Yeah, it's actually pretty interesting what Polygon's been doing with this campaign. So they're working with CUBA, which is an app that allows users to pay and receive USDC with only a phone number. So fully custodial wallet, streamlines the entire process. It basically abstracts that entire scary blockchain layer and lets people just handle payments instantly, just entirely with just a phone number. So people who use even like Zelle or Cash App or Venmo, where there's caps and limitations, it's using blockchain technology to actually send the payments instantly globally. And right now there's a huge campaign going on where they're giving away $45,000 in prizes to those that actually transfer $1 to other people. So just really opening up an opportunity to onboard net new users. I'm intending to start to use this personally. I'm excited about it, especially if it's just a phone number. You don't have to worry about a seed phrase or any of those other things. And they handle all the back-end infrastructure of it. Right now, the campaign that they're running is for teams to race to send $1 from country to country the fastest. So hitting every country you possibly can. And I think it's actually pretty cool to see them try to see where and how far they can send this dollar. And it begins today at 11:01 Eastern time. So at the end of the show, more or less about an hour after, when one team sends $1 through at least 100 participating countries, they win. So it's a rather interesting approach just to prove how quickly this can be done, highlight the ability of stablecoins, highlight the functionality of the Polygon blockchain, and just a seamless effort to really drive this. And I think it's such a no-brainer. Near gasless, near feeless, $1 through 100 different countries. And I'm excited to see it because I bet you that thing is still extremely close to $1 when you compare it to banks and other payment processing apps. Withdrawing that's going to be a fraction of the cost, unlike all the guaranteed and messy fees that you get from like the Venmos and Zelles and other things. So CUBA is crushing it. I'm very excited about this. I love the fact that they abstract the entire use from the user, where you don't have to worry about a seed phrase, don't have to worry about a wallet, don't have to download anything aside from the app. And it's just with a phone number. So it's great. It's awesome to see real world use cases just powered by Polygon.
Well, this is a proven product market fit, which is like international remittances. Anybody that has family in another country knows all about this and knows that the traditional remittance companies absolutely, I don't even know what word I should use. They're not great to use. They're just not great to use.
They hammer you. It's bullshit is what it is. Dude, I like try to send $1,000 to my family in Chile, and there's an insane amount of fees, the exchange rates. It is the worst thing ever. And then you got to pay the withdrawal stuff. If you do it through PayPal, then the Chilean government tries to take its tax. It's a bunch of bullshit. But sorry, I'm getting
you're absolutely right. I mean, we have an artist on staff that lives in Russia. He's the artist that did Bo Jaws, which seems to be our consensus most popular skate deck that we've dropped so far. I can only pay him with crypto payments. There's quite literally no other way for me to get money from our business to him because of the sanctions against Russia and everything that kind of comes with that. So remittances, without question, are going. I mean, they're just going to be crypto based in the future, like 100% crypto based, just like you used to book travel through a travel agent and now you use Kayak. It's kind of the same thing, So very interesting stuff. Suku's given away $45K in prizes for this campaign, right?
Yep. So whoever wins, whoever gets the dollar around, the fastest will win.
Good stuff. Well, that contest starts today at 11:01 Eastern time. It ends when one team sends $1 through at least 100 participating countries. So that dollar is going to get around the globe. So that starts at 11:01. If you want to participate, check it out. oneworld1dollar.com. That's ONE dollar.com. Big shout out to Polygon and big shout out to One World $1 campaign. Anyway, that does it for that. Let's get into the weather report here. We got Signal with her HD camera setup. Can't wait to sync with you on this one. Looking sharp, Sig.
Looking crispy, looking crispy. So let's get into this. It's Thursday. It's May 16th. That ETH market volume, it's coming in at 9.6 million. Solana is at 3 and Ordinals is back up to 5.7. Onto the market leaders, you got Ethereum, the Pixelmon trainers, they're back up to 0.23 ETH. Over on Blast, Game of Gold, that is up as well to 0.04 ETH. And Pacmoon, a refundable NFT, and that is at 0.23 ETH. So doing well. Over on Solana side of things, you got Golf and Cards, they're up to 0.7 SOL. Then finally on the Ordinal side of things, all because of Clemente, you got Runestones, they're up 25% to 0.01 BTC. Bitcoin Puppets, they're also up to 0.21. So just Clemente carrying the Ordinals and Runes market on his back. On the crypto roundup, you got the majors. They are rallied off the back of a favorable CPI print and over 300 million of BTC ETF inflows. You got Bitcoin, that is back up to 66,250. Ethereum back to 3,000 and Solana at $163. On the meme coin side of things, the pups, they've led the way up 75%, followed by political meme coins, Bowden and Trump, which both gained over 60%, following confirmation of 2 presidential debates, which will be happening between Trump and Biden. Over the past 24 hours, top 3 stories, no surprise here. Blast delayed their TGE to June the 26th, announced 2 more gold distribution. Blast will be increasing token allocation to accounts for this delay, i.e. more gold, and obviously going to increase the amount of circulation. NFT SaaS has adjusted its gold valuation from $6 down from $10 from $10 down to $6 based on the new information. Secondly, OKX enabled trading support for $WEN, powered by WNS NFTs on their marketplace. It's going to be tradable collections, including Drip House drops, Acid Dash Elements, and Degen WEN, which is currently trading for 5.5. So, and then lastly, 2 brothers have been charged by the US DOJ for wire fraud after baiting their MEV bots and reordering Ethereum blocks for profit. This stirred controversy on Twitter as people question why the hell was the DOJ going after these 2 people when the MEV bots engage in the same type of behavior to profit off end users anyway. That is all for the weather report, folks. It is back to you in the studio.
Very strange activity when it comes to legal action against different corners of crypto. It's been pretty wild to see. Some updates from the Daily Bone newsletter. This is emailed to anyone that subscribes at dailybones.com. First story, Binance launches copy trading with lead traders receiving 10% profit sharing and 10% trading fee commission. So what is this exactly? It's like if you're really good at trading, you can sign up to have Binance copy trade you and you get a percentage of what they make?
Yeah. So you can, if you're a lead trader, you earn the passive income from the profits of your copy trades. And
wow,
I think you can just sign up for this program to copy trade these people. So I don't think it's Binance that's copy trading you. I basically think it would be like easy, copy trade easy. And I would copy trade them on Binance.
Wow. So everybody on crypto Twitter is going to be rich now because everyone's so good at trading.
Exactly.
Everyone's making so much money pressing buttons. This is perfect. Everyone should just get rich. Wow. That is pretty cool that everyone's about to be rich. Robinhood launches their first ever crypto staking program, allowing Solana to be staked in Europe for 5% yield. So Robinhood Europe has Solana on it? I don't think Robinhood United States has Solana on it anymore after the SEC's thing.
Nope. It does not.
Wow. Very interesting.
I'm
stuff.
Getting rich. Okay, cool. I just want to understand the TLDR of this story, that I'm getting rich and you guys are getting poor. Excellent.
Rich signal. Rich signal.
Yeah. As if I wasn't already. I'm just getting richer.
Sig, are you using Robinhood or Revolut?
No, I'm a Revolut user. I've never used Robinhood. It doesn't have much presence in the EU, and Revolut is really going after that retail market right now. But I'll have a look at this. I'll definitely take a look.
Well, yeah, it seems like Revolut is the Robinhood of Europe, but interesting to see Robinhood trying to compete. I did see that they opened like a Polish office or something like that. I don't know. I saw something about people hiring out there. Anyway, CME Group, the world's largest futures exchange, plans to launch Bitcoin trading. So just more kind of progression on that front. Next story, hedge fund giant Millennium Management disclosed $2 billion in Bitcoin ETF holdings. I told you were going to keep hearing stories like this, and look at that, yet another one. Last story, Crypto Valley's yield token hits the blast jackpot, and holders receive 276,000 gold. What do you think of that?
I called it here. I put out tweet 6th of May. I said yield is going to be in there. The people called me crazy. They're all like, why with crypto? I'm like, guys, you have no idea how much time I put into this ecosystem. When I say it's going to happen, it's going to happen. And it happened. So shout out to the people. Listen to me.
Oh, I hit big. I got a boatload of yield.
How much did you get? What are we talking about here? Because I didn't win shit.
643 gold.
643 gold. And how much USD do you own in yield?
I don't want to talk about that. Are you
Talking
talking about purchase price or its current price?
Current price.
It was a few grand, maybe.
So that's not bad at all.
No, especially
Like,
at a
that's
$5
good.
valuation. I think it was, I want to say valuation wise, it was like almost break even for what its current cost is. The issue though is what I spent on the yield in the first place. Yeah, I spent probably.
We were talking about this when it was like $10. Isn't it at like 50 cents now?
43.
Yikes.
And I got in around 12.
Ooh, $12. Okay.
Yeah, $12, not 12 cents. $12. Yeah.
So you're down.
Astronomically, PO. Like catastrophically. The only thing even holding me up at this point is that I'm the president of Cuba. So
Well, we'll definitely talk about that. We have a what to watch out for. This is where we try to surface things that are minting or releasing in a given day. Seems like Clemente yesterday's went quite well, right?
And we skipped it. We got distracted during the show. Nick started. The chicken with drip got involved, and we ended up skipping it.
Was it in the newsletter?
No, it was in the what to watch for, and then we just skipped it. But anyways, this is a Solana mint Backwoods. We've been talking about it. This is on the Tensor Launchpad. But Easy, can you give a quick rundown on what Backwoods is and what we should be watching for today?
yeah, I'm wicked excited about this. I've played this game nonstop. It's like the most addicting web-based game. Really short game sessions, about 20 minutes. It's like a zombie horde slasher. They call it a roguelite slash and shoot game. It's a fully playable game. The best part was they launched the game before the NFT mint, which I'm like, this is music to my ears. So even if you go down a couple more on Twitter for those, or for YouTube for those watching on Twitter, we're taking a look at some of the Tensor videos around it and Backwoods videos. They show some of the gameplay. It's a wicked simple game. And that's the best thing about it, that I'm like, this is really easy to get people excited. This is really easy to get people interested. This is really easy to get people enjoying this game. We've seen countless people play it because there were certain score limits, certain ways that you could get. I think the high score was 24,000. And the best part about that was everyone was competing to get a allow list. If you placed top 10 on the leaderboard, you got allow list. Leaderboard reset every day. And you can see the game is pretty basic, but I think that's actually a huge win. Like, that's where I'm like, this is a nice win. So they have the mint happening today. Pre-sales getting dropped at some point. They sold about 50% or 60% in pre-sale. They did a Genesis users and whitelist mint at 1.3 Sol. They're giving Tensorians first come, first serve at 1.5 and then public at 1.5. That happens in about 3.5 hours. So we're getting it at 1 p.m. Eastern time. And then it should just be trading on secondary right after. I think this is right on nail on the head. Like, gaming is going to lead the inevitable next charge. I'm really excited about it personally. And just having a game live before we actually got the NFTs is huge.
And Easy, this is, so it's a 6,666 supply. Allow list is 1.3, Sol public is 1.5. There's also a Tensorian allow list in there as well. What are people minting here? Is it NFTs that are playable?
NFTs. They're playable characters. You can add attributes and items to them, which help directly in the gameplay. So it seems like we're going to be getting a couple new things in it over time as well, which is pretty cool. It seems like they're going to expand on the original gameplay that we've gotten right now. That's the nice part. So I'm pretty excited about this, seeing what's actually happening with a game on Solana, especially with like the lack of excitement for NFTs right now. And I think right now is like just an opportune time for a quality project to hit the scene. It reminds me of when the Heist minted and just went absolutely parabolic, because now there's a token integrated in it. You know, people love tokens. So there's the Leaf token, which plays directly in it. Rumors of a dual token economy playing into this. All in all, man, I'm just like, this is such a no-brainer for people that have just been enjoying the space and trying to figure out like what's going down here. Yeah, it's exciting. I think that it's awesome to see. 1 p.m. today, that's going to start. Probably won't start trading until I want to say like 2 or 3 whenever the public mints out. There's only about 2,000 to hit. But yeah, all in all, huge fan of this. It's definitely a project I'm excited for.
Awesome. Yeah, and Bodog's got a allow list too, right?
Yes, and pre-sale. So we ended up giving, I think we got a lot of pre-sale for them. We were pretty early when me and Guapo had found this one, and that was a huge win because we were able to just dive in and be like, oh, let's go. This is a great project. Game's live. I think we found it with like 1,500 followers, and now they're well in the multiple thousands. So we were pretty early on this one. I'm excited. Dog's got a ton of allocation.
Well, there we go. So we'll see how this one performs. Yesterday's was, I guess, like a 10x, but we missed it on the show because the chicken with drip, but it was in the newsletter, right, Clemente?
Yeah, it was. It was.
Cool. So diving into the show a little bit, Easy is now the president of CUBA, according to this crypto game. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. Sí, Cuba Libre. Este es nuestro momento de brillar, camaradas. We're all in, baby. We're all in. World PvP. Your boy spent 2 ETH, and my ETH is now worth 7. So I'm up huge.
Wow. Wait. 0.2?
No, 2 ETH. I put in $6,000, and it's now worth $21,000. And I'm not selling. I've already told my account we're writing this off. We're riding with the country here. So we got in yesterday on the 5 p.m. show. We were looking at world PvP. We've been talking about which country we want to take a swing at here and see what we can do, you know? And so we were tabling which country to get. We were looking at a couple interesting ones. We were looking at Falkland Island, which is one of the most southern places in South America. And then we said, you know what? Let's go with Cuba. Why not? Like, let's go. Yeah, Viva la Patria Libertad. You know, we're all in. We're all in. We're all in. Just wait. We got a lot of quality content happening here. And so right now we climb the leaderboards. There's a live leaderboard ranking of 211 countries. And right now it's about like every 90 hours, the country with the highest market cap, all of these countries are a token, by the way, on base. Everyone is a token on a bonding curve. So you can buy in, and as you buy in, you're now a resident of that country. And as that bonding curve goes up, market cap goes up. The country with the highest market cap is the one that gets the nuke at the end of the timer. And you can nuke another country, and it completely rug pulls their liquidity of said country. So we have Cuba. We are currently in 3rd. Yesterday, we were 186th. So we've climbed the rankings alarmingly. We bought the country when it was about a 4K market cap. And yeah, it's not fair. We have unlimited funds. We got the cabal in it. Wall Street Bets is in Cuba now. They tweeted yesterday and said, I bought Cuba. Now what? Garga tweeted about Cuba. So we've just been on an absolute tear right now. Just working for our country. For our country.
This thing's done at what? It's an 8x since yesterday, Easy?
Yes.
We're looking at this chart. This is insane. And
an 8x.
Number 3, you're behind China and the USA.
Which I'm a little worried about because we're trying to get some communications with the US, hoping to see if they have any alliances with China, because if they do, that means we're getting nuked. And I really hope we don't. The game plan here is to not get nuked.
So is it like Risk? Like what can you do?
Literally Risk.
Okay. That's fun and interesting.
You can buy like stuff on the map for 0.015 ETH, which is pretty cheap. And that's something here where we're like, we keep taking over the map. Other people take it back. Whoever launched this game is making a ton of money because this map changes constantly. Like literally every few minutes, there's people updating the map, which is insane. And you have like sub communities forming. Like we have a Twitter group chat that's literally just chaos. Someone launched a full website as well, which we got to take a look at this website because it's probably the most beautiful piece of architecture I've ever seen. We should really consider, changing our website to this website. I just shared it in the private chat if we want to pull it up. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. My face is all over it, obviously, as president of CUBA. The game is just enjoyable though, man.
And you're the president because you own the most tokens.
Yeah, there I am right in the middle. That's me. That's me. We don't have any allies. Join the revolution. Yeah, so one of our loyal comrades made the website. They did a pretty good job, I must say. They crushed this. There I am as well. Just boosting the economy, helping the children. Yeah, it's pretty good. There I am. The power of Fed Easy Eats. My State of the Union will be dropping later today. We're really working here.
Who made that stuff?
Someone who just owns a bunch of tokens.
So, dude, like you can't get crypto people to like work, right? Like you can't get them like hiring them and stuff. But if they own tokens, they'll work harder than anybody else. And then you can be like, hey, you did a really good job with that AI stuff. Would you want to do AI stuff for our business, for our paycheck? They're like, nah, I just like those tokens.
Yeah, literally, that's exactly what it is. Like, yeah, I got in early and now let's just win the game. If you win the game too, I think the prize pool right now. Clemente's
Hold on,
losing.
scroll down and get go to the one in the middle. Hold on, up a little bit, Clemente, up a little bit. The one with easy between JFK. I mean, like, are you kidding me? That's really funny. And then scroll down, Clemente. Scroll down, ladies and gentlemen. We're on this website which is promoting the random ass token that represents Cuba that Easy is apparently the majority holder of.
I own 51%.
Keep going down. And by the way, it's so uncreative. Fid Easy Eats. It's Easy Castro. So uncreative. Keep going down, Clemente. Easy Castro is what you do. Look at the one in the middle right there where he's got his finger in the air. That one's so funny. The one on the right where he's playing basketball is pretty funny too.
It's pretty good. Whoever made this just crushed it. Just went above and beyond and just dominated it. For context as well, like I didn't launch this. I just bought in. Like I spent 2 ETH to buy the country.
Obviously, you didn't launch it. You don't.
You just gotta clarify, dude.
PvP
like
world.
Yeah, World PvP dropped this.
You didn't invent Cuba.
No, God, no. The people here in this like who launched this game was originally supposed to be like 30 days, and they dropped it because they realized crypto Twitter attention span is very minimal. I'm trying to get them to drop it even quicker. Like if they did every 24 hours, it would be chaos. Like it would be the most fun because every 24 hours over like a month would just be insanity. So I think we have the nuke dropping in Sunday, I think is when it is. Sunday at like 4 a.m. is the first one when they give it out. But this is hands down one of the most fun things.
And the person behind, I had a suspicion. I'm familiar with his work. The person that did all these the deep fake pictures is Sneaker Dad. Sneaker Dad was the mastermind behind a lot of the Nick deep fake videos and pictures. So I'm very familiar with Sneaker Dad's work. I recognized it right away. That's some top work.
Yeah, right. It was Alex.eth who made the website as well. So we have like some diehard Bodoggo community members who have been just swinging with us here.
Let's go. Let's go.
Love to see it. It is interesting. I hope that it's around in 3 months, as always. I'm
hoping the game's over in 3 months, personally. Like, just, end it. Let us figure out what the last country standing is. I think the prize pool, too, is going to be like a few hundred ETH split up to token holders. And you get the liquidity pool from all the other countries. So like they give you a bunch of ETH and your token will inevitably be like 3-4 million, which is crazy. Like it's just one of the most fun things just because it's a social experiment here.
Definitely interesting. Look, Blast announced that their airdrop has been delayed until June 26th. This was expected. Clemente's shaking his head. Why are you shaking your head, Clemente?
Well, it was, I was just excited for this stuff to be over, to be honest. Like I was like, dude, it's exhausting. It's exhausting.
Even though you're an influencer on Blast now.
Yeah, but I just wanted to get on with the Blur, and most important, what I wanted was the season 3 on Blur to end, but that's extended by another month too. So it's just I'm fine with it because this favors the jackpot winners. Like people that are involved with like Pacmoon, Fantasy Top, and like top NFT collections, because there's going to be more jackpots. But if I was an early farmer to Blast and I've been farming the shit out of like all these different dApps, I'd be livid right now because you bridged early, you did all the work, and now you're getting like extended another 2 months. I saw a lot of that, but I'm curious what Easy and Signal think.
He did this with Blur too.
Yeah, it's basically repeating again, but also I kind of thought it would be delayed, maybe not by a month, but I thought maybe they'd push it out 2 more weeks. At the end of the day, this is like, it's going to be a big listing. There's a lot of work for them to do. Whatever reason that they're wanting to delay, I'm sure like it's not in their favor to keep this dragging out, mainly because they're going to drag it out after the TGE. So just hold your horses here, people. If Pacmoon puts an incentive in place for us not to take our capital out, we shouldn't all just be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he's extending it, because this is how the casino works. You got to keep your money in there, and if you get off the train, you'll be penalized in some kind of way. I mean, for the people who haven't farmed Blast, this is an opportunity for them to try and gain ground and find a strategy that works for them. For the people who have been farming Blast, if you're tired, ask yourself why you're tired. Probably because you're clicking a lot of buttons across a lot of different apps, and it is tiring. But I think it's a time to like re-strategize and think, well, how have I won? Where have I won the most gold? Why have I won the most gold? And how can I optimize to do less button clicking, but get more gold. Like that's what I was thinking about last night going to bed. It was basically how do I want to farm these last 4 weeks? Clicking buttons everywhere in the ecosystem and diversifying your time and your energy, I don't think is a good idea. But like really honing down and understanding how 3-4 dApps work really, really well and how they have given out their gold historically would probably be a better use of time. So that's how I'm thinking about things.
Easy.
I'm bullish on it. I'm like wildly bullish on it still. As crazy as it sounds, I'm like, this feels like just an absolute no-brainer to me, personally. We get more gold, so yeah, gold value is diluted. I think the main thing here is like the lottery still has so much money in it at this point that you're better off just trying to chase that, because that's given me the most gold with the least amount of effort, like hands down. Like just buy into things and put them in your decks and let it sit and just let it go. Like I saw Stats updated his gold estimates to about $6, which is what we've seen.
It keeps going down. It just keeps going down.
They keep printing more, which is crazy. And Legendary, who hosts the Modern Market, had been saying like, yeah, I think it's gonna be 100 million gold, and I think that it's gonna be trading $5-6. And then we also saw Mooncat, popular trader, whale in the space. He's been saying $5-6 for a while now. So I think that's now finally settling in, which I'm not mad about by any means. Like 4,000 gold right now is about 20 grand. And I haven't really been doing anything out of the ordinary from what I normally do in the market, which is great. And on top of it, it's like, this is the only thing going on right now. Like people are complaining about farming, but it's like, what else would you be doing? You know? And that's how I look at it. I'm like, at least you can use your time in a productive way at this point and try to take advantage of this versus sitting here and just hoping that 1000x meme coin is going to just fall into your lap. Like that's kind of where I'm like, you can actually put some effort in with low capital costs and decent efficiency to make gold in probably the easiest way. So that's kind of where my head's at. Is I'm like, I don't mind that it's extended. I do wish it ended earlier, but now I can just go harder because so many people seem like they're starting to tap out here.
This is like the marathon. Basically, they just like extended it another.
Yeah, you got to like mile 30, and they're like, just kidding. We got another 17 miles.
Guys, they don't extend marathons. A marathon is a fixed distance.
That's what they want you to think.
30? You mean
I have no idea.
It's 26 miles. It's 26
close.
miles. Okay, 26.2. And what this is the wall. This is the bit of the marathon where your body is physically full of so much like static and tiredness. You just want to give up life and you're questioning, why did I ever sign up for this hell of just doing the same thing for the last 20 miles of your feet just going one after the other? It's the wall. And the only way to get over the wall is to find the mental fortitude to keep going. And this is it. We're at the wall. We got 4 weeks to go, just like 5 weeks to go. But just like I said, if you're tired, reduce what you're doing and double down on strategies that have yielded more gold rather than trying to be everywhere at the same time. Because for doing that for 5 weeks, you're going to tap out. You're going to end up tapping out in 2.
Yeah, it is very like if you're from the outside looking in, it's also kind of hard to get into it right now if you're not planning on like farming dApps, unless you're willing to put in like 3 to 5 ETH into Pacmoon or Fantasy Top, get into those. But it is hard to like justify getting into those now, right? Because you're what 2-3 weeks late and you're paying a premium on it. So overall, it like if you're in it, keep like stay in the fight, keep fighting. But dude, we're all just at the mercy of Pac-Man. Like we're all farming this bullshit internet points that we have no idea how much they're going to be worth. We have no idea how much airdrop they're going to be getting. We have no idea what the FDV of blast of this token is going to be. So anyways.
Now the airdrop supposedly is more than it was originally going to be for what you're getting is what they're saying. I love that because it's like, it just decides. It's like, yeah, we're delayed it a month. Let's just give them more shit and hope that they're not mad about it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. This is definitely the championship rounds, as you guys have pointed out. To summarize, the first reactions are kind of like that this is going to dilute the early farmers. The jackpot theoretically will catch up with dApp usage at the current rate. And there's 2 more expected gold distributions farming on the dApps, right? So some interesting stuff there. NFT stats, Blast Stats, friend of the show, he adjusted his gold value from $10 to $6 based on the delay. Some people that I've been talking to, people are talking about it, said that is maybe still a high estimate. What do you guys think? $6 is a high estimate?
I think it's spot on. I think we're gonna get $6. Yeah, I think it's basically spot on.
Wow.
That's it. I think so. I think this is right where we need it. I wouldn't be too mad about it. Honestly, even if it opens up at like $3, I wouldn't be too mad about it. Like,
So we
it's free
saw
money.
we saw
Also, as well.
yes.
Sorry, just to add on this last point, that would be the initial value. We still don't
Yeah.
know, like we still don't know what the incentives will be to stay in the ecosystem after this season. So like that value can fluctuate down and it can also fluctuate up. But opening at like the current valuation that Stats is saying, I agree with that. I think 10 was probably pretty bullish.
We have and I just saw Mando tweet out that there is like a pre-market for it for Blast and it's trading at 375. But obviously there's a lot of stuff in between there, but also worth monitoring that $4 right now is the current price that people are willing to pay for it in pre-markets at least.
Very
It's
interesting.
still a 5-figure airdrop, though. You know, people are gonna complain regardless. But like, I haven't lost money on Blast yet, quote unquote. Like, I'm not down on the money I've moved over there. You know, and I've taken some money out. So I'm at the point where it's like, how mad could I really be if I just all of a sudden get a free 15, 20 grand by enjoying my time in the space and doing something while the market's like eerily quiet right now? Like, think about it. What else would you be doing right now? Literally.
You'd be buying Bitcoin and not selling it. Some details from Blast Stats, NFT statistics, is that the $6 prediction is based on the increased amount. Clemente, you're blocking my text, buddy. Get that out of there. There we go. It's based on the increased amount of gold distributed based on 2 more allocations, plus the jackpot, plus 1 more blur allocation. It's based on the increased estimate of token allocation for gold from 5% to 6%, and also a decreased FDV estimate to 10 billion. So that's how he's coming up with this. We'll have to see if he's right. It's trading at just over half of the $6 price right now. We'll have to see if buying it right now for $3.75 or whatever Mando posted, the number is actually going to prove to be a near 2x trade. Going to be very interesting. Next segment is one of my favorite segments on the show. It's Raise Trades. So we will have some sound effects that are like raise trades, or like something like that soon enough. We don't have them today. But Raise Trades is the section of the show where we break down the trades made by Bodoggo's own full-time research analyst, Ray. We're lucky to have this guy. He's an animal. He's all over things that are going down in the NFT and crypto markets in general. And we're throwing Raise Trades into this segment because these trades are related to the delay in Blast. So the first trade is Ray bought Pacmoon at 19 cents, $0.195, right? So 19.5 cents. That's 155 million FDV. Ray said that he's betting on at least 3 more jackpots for Pac in the next 6 weeks after Blast delayed their TGE, depositing in Wasabi for extra points, yield, gold. Keep an eye out for Pacmoon's social validator program as well. And he linked it, Clemente, if you actually want to show that. So that trade was buying Pacmoon at 155 million FDV, 19.5 cents. That is the first Raise trade. Second Ray trade is fantasy top hero Nate Alex at 0.015. Shout out to Nate Alex. Ray placed a second bet on jackpots as well as 2 more hefty distributions for fantasy, keeping it relevant for longer. So you can bet on any floor hero, but Ray chose Nate here because he may have future in-game value with his natives mint that is still in the wings. So Ray came through. He bought Nate Alex's hero card at 0.015 on Fantasy Top. What do you guys think of these 2 trades by Ray? A Pacmoon purchase at 19.
Love the Pacmoon buy.
Okay.
Love the Pacmoon buy. I think it's programmed to 50 cents.
Wow.
Literally programmed to 50 cents. I think the social validators thing's really interesting. I think that we're going to continue to see more opportunities with it. I think there's a lot of interesting dynamics coming from like the social fi aspect of it. And it's had some decent price action on the daily where it's holding this nice uptrend right now, like very nice uptrend. And I think it does win a couple more jackpots. I really do. So I love that trade. The Nate Alex trade, I'm not sure. That one I'm a little like, I don't know about that one, Chief. Just because Nate hasn't been hyperactive on Fantasy Top, and a lot of people are betting that he's going to pull like a Kaleo. Crypto Kaleo was the one that we were like at 0.06. He's on vacation. The second he comes back, this thing's going to send. And it did. That trade worked out beautifully. He ended up pushing to like 0.21. So if Nate starts tweeting again, starts getting aggressive with like the natives and what he's doing with that upcoming mint, then this will rally. But that's a big if, especially considering he has basically said he's kind of burnt out.
No,
Dude,
we don't want anyone burnt out. We don't like burnt out people. Choose your team carefully. I'm now starting to discriminate against anyone who has children because children take up time. Yeah, they do. Children take up time. If they're between 0 and 3, they're crying in the background. If they're between over 3, they're at school, which means that person has to take their kids to school, pick them up from school, feed them. You don't want these kind of people in your hero deck. Get rid of them. Parents, get rid of them. No, but seriously, no, I'm not going to comment on the Nate Alex one because I'm not too familiar with his Twitter, but the Pacmoon one, I do think is a good trade simply because if you look at how most of the meme coins have sold off post jackpot, a lot of them have lost like 50% of their value, whilst Pacmoon not like was going up even before jackpot. So and then when they win, they do see a slight dip, but then the team, because of their own execution, keeps coming out. And sometimes you have to think of what you have in jackpot. How would it perform if it wasn't in jackpot? And so far, Pacmoon and maybe one or two others are the only ones which are continuing to go up nice and slowly and consolidate and have their lows like outside of jackpot. So I do like this. I do think it has more room to run. So we like the Pacmoon trade. So shout out to Ray. I think that's a good idea.
I like the Pacmoon trade as well. I'd maybe take a little leverage long here on Wasabi, dude. I would maybe get in here, you know. I would dabble. I would. I obviously have a bag of Pacmoon, and I'm not selling it here. I like where Easy's coming from. I don't necessarily know what the social validators play is going to be, but I do like what Pacmoon's doing. On the Fantasy Top front, I love the trade. I like Nate Alex. I bought actually 2 of them yesterday. I'm buying all floors right now, basically 0.03 and below and cheaper, and basically trying to find any upside. My thought process, do these guys have any sort of pump left in them? Can they go on like a 1 week ADHD, like Ritalin fueled Twitter storm? And I think Nate Alex has one in him. I think Nate Alex can pull it off. So I've also bought WOB off Easy.
Oh my God, dude.
That was the funniest thing. I bought 3 WOBs. For
2 of them were mine.
Yesterday. 2 of them were Easy's. I'm like, Easy is just papering his WOBs right now. Same thought process for that. So I'm up to 40 cards now.
You know, but Clemente, one of the things you need to also think about is that a lot of the floor stuff, like the floor is quite high at the moment. And it's also because it's connected to jackpot. If Pacmoon can win again, that potentially means Fantasy could win again in the next 6 weeks. And because it's already won twice, people were already sort of thinking that Fantasy could win again in the next 2-week period. So a lot of the cards have quite a high value. So if it were to go away, like what does that do to the floor of Fantasy cards when you have people like Nate Alex? So if it's within a sort of 6-week period, I think it's okay. But I do think when jackpot goes away, we're going to see the floor of Fantasy cards potentially correct and come down a little bit.
There's going to be I tweeted about this yesterday. I'm expecting a Friend Tech like pullback with Fantasy Top. Like if Friend Tech, we saw this huge rise back in August when nothing else was going on, very similar to this. And then it had a 95% drop off, 95%. And for 2 weeks, people were dunking on Friend Tech. It was a disaster, blah, blah, blah. And then it came back. And that second run was actually what made people a bunch of money. So I'm expecting, like Signal, well, yesterday we got a little bit of a taste for it. Easy and I, when we were doing our stream, we're like, oh, like we're just seeing Fantasy Top card value just crater, absolutely crater. And then when the jackpot got extended or whatever this was yesterday, the TG got extended, we saw value kind of go back up. But it was kind of wild seeing how illiquid things can get. So if you are bullish on Fantasy Top long term, expect these pullbacks, and that's possibly when you buy. But right now things are overcooked. People are like up 3 to 10x on a bunch of different plays. So
I'm muted. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, for the dead air. That concludes the Fantasy Top chat for the day. Clemente, we're going to skip the macro stuff. How do you think? Yeah, you feel good about that? Do you want to skip runes too?
We got
Yeah.
a little bit of breaking news, though.
Whoa.
What do we
Sam
got?
Trabucco has broken his silence.
What? So Sam
He-
Trabucco, ladies and gentlemen, of the now disgraced and defunct FTX organization, the only guy that got off scot-free. What's going on with Sam Trabucco?
He wrote a character reference letter for Ryan Salome, who has a sentence hearing scheduled for May 28th. No, I'm just saying, if I was the lawyer for Ryan Salome, I don't know if I'd want Sam Trabucco writing my character reference, considering he may or may not be like on the run, you know? So I'm just kind of like, this is really interesting, but it's the first time that there's been any sort of communication from Sam Trabucco at all. Like, this is the first time we've heard from him since the FTX collapse.
He's chilling. He's rich. He's rich. He's unmoisturized, or he's moisturized and in his lane, flourishing and thriving, while Sam Bankman-Fried is doing 25 years and apparently making deals over rice and other things in prison, cigarettes and whatnot. Anyway, very interesting. We'll have to see what happens in the Sam Trabucco saga, and thank you for surfacing that, Easy. Next topic of conversation is making money longing and shorting Solana NFTs. Clemente, you got up out of your seat. You
I'm
clapped
fired
your
up.
hands.
Let's go.
Your mustache is fuller than it was 5 minutes ago. What's going on, Clemente?
So I got 3 trade ideas for Solana NFTs. Everyone's been on Twitter saying, hey, Solana NFTs are dead. There's not a lot of action going on over there. There actually is. So I went on a Tensor yesterday, and for the last couple of weeks, the spreads for price lock long and shorts, the liquidity hasn't been great, but recently it's actually picked back up. So I got 3 long and short ideas for some NFTs, and I want to get we did this like a month ago, and Signal's made some good trades. Easy's made some good trades. Mine have been terrible, but I have some ideas, and I want to start it off with. So the first trade idea that I have is I would short PARCL at 4.4 Solana. So this is the first one I have. I want to get Signal and Easy's take on it. I would short this because the floor right now is 4.3 Sol. The short price, so it needs to get below 4 Sol in the next 7 days. Like I was saying, the token airdrop meta kind of has died down on Sol. I don't see a lot of excitement around it. Listings are up 25% in the last 7 days. So that's my take here. Is I would short the hell out of PARCL here at 4.3 Sol. But curious what a Signal or Easy think.
I like the trade. Listings all-time high, price action down. This is a good trade. I like this trade a lot. Seems like just in general, the airdrop farming meta on Sol has since lost its allure, I would say. So we've been seeing a pretty harsh and sharp downward price action across the space. I like the trade here. I like the short.
Let's go.
Me too.
Okay.
I like it as well. For the same reasons that Easy said. Yeah.
For people that maybe don't know how the price locks work, if we go in here, you can take in a small, you're not buying the NFT necessarily. You can just short it for a fee for a specific amount of capital. And depending on what the price is after 7 days, if it goes below 4 Sol, you make a difference on the spread. So it's an easy way to make money without having to put a large amount of capital into it. Okay, let's go.
What do we say? We're going to drive this thing into the ground? What are we doing?
We're sending it to zero, basically.
We're buying it and listing lower.
Yeah. Like really pulverize the shit out of this thing, right?
Yeah,
That's what
just
it's
a
about.
quality company with an actual product. Let's just prey on their downfall.
Yeah.
No, come on. We're not preying on their downfall. I think everything that Clemente has said is absolutely spot on. Like a lot, and plus a lot of people were very disappointed with the PARCL airdrop, like this, the recent one in the last couple of weeks. There's a lot of groundwork to be done for the next season. And also as well, what he was saying about who's going to be buying these tokens. Like that's the current meta. Who's going to be buying these tokens once they actually airdrop? So I agree. Clemente, it's a short.
Let's go.
Well, there you go. Let's send this thing down. Just kidding. Tensor price lock. Let's drive the price of this thing down and cripple the business. No, just kidding. Anyway, I just shared real quick before we go to the next short or long. Pacman has tweeted. Is that worth mentioning?
No. I mean, real quick, he tweeted out. He just clarifying that the size of the airdrop, they're increasing the airdrop allocation in terms of total tokens to gold to accommodate the dilution basically of gold. So That's just a quick clarifying, but that's we already assumed that. Next trade idea that I have here. Hey, I'm long in Tensorians, baby. I'm long in Tensorians.
Long in Tensorians, the names, the title collection of Tensor.
Yeah, so I like what's super interesting about Tensor is if you take a price lock long here, you basically are just betting on the price staying the same over the next 7 days because the long price is 13.7 sold. It's the same as the current price. So you're not taking a huge amount of risk. I think these bottomed. I was looking at the chart. I think they bottomed here at 12 SOL. And it feels like here when you look at the number of sales, things have stabilized here. They just hired a new head of Tensorians. I think bright days are ahead for Tensorians. Any thoughts? Easy Signal?
I think it's a good trade. Look at the listing count, also trending down. Some decent consolidation here. You do just have to kind of worry about is volume coming back? Yes or no? That's where my head really is right now. I'm like, how is the volume shaping up in the current market? And it's still pretty damn low. Wow. Yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't know. I don't know about that. All in all, though, I like the trade right now, especially because of the spread. You basically any positive price action puts you in the money, which is all you want.
It's basically the only thought process. My counter argument here would be Solana just starts going on a run and these things continue to pull back. That would be, and the lack of volume. I was looking at the volume yesterday, it wasn't very strong. It's not strong at all on Solana. No. It's wild compared to 3 months ago. Signal, any thoughts here before we move on to the last one?
No, I mean, Tensorians is a collection I'm less familiar with, so I'd be taking Easy's advice on whether this is a good trade. But if he says long, we go long. Go long.
My last one, and this is
real quick, long Tensor, short PARCL into the ground.
Yep. Just absolutely ruin it. Just
take a baseball bat and just swing it at PARCL's dome while
don't let up.
The ball going into the stands is Tensorians because we're going giga long.
Yep.
We'll see. Yep. I mean, there's a 7-day you're locking up. So this is riskier. I don't know if I would, maybe it's just better to buy the NFT or just hold Solana, to be honest. That's
always the question.
Yeah. My last one, dude, I'm longing FROGANAs here, baby. I'm longing the hell out of them. The activity here,
this is dumb. Okay, this is the dumbest thing you've ever done. And you've done a lot of dumb shit. This is hands down the dumbest.
I'm longing FROGANAs. I'm taking a long year. They're basically just using a proxy for for farming volume. So FROGANAs are this 0% royalty collection that got up to 25 SOL in December. And again, this is all hyper risky. The money you put in, if it doesn't hit that on this price, you're literally going, you lose all of it. But I would long FROGANAs here. They have a good amount of volume. They basically don't move much in terms of price action.
But they have no royalties. So that's why there's a ton of volume on them. Right. There's no royalties at all. They trade flat. People use them as a farming tool to try to get more points on various marketplaces for the potential airdrops. I wouldn't touch this with a 10,000-foot pole. It's like the Blur ecosystem all over. The second that something changes, they're just going to get dumped to high hell.
Would you would you short it easy? Would you short these FROGANAs?
The only thing I'm longing here is CUBA. That's it. I would not touch FROGANAs with a 10,000-foot pole in either direction.
Got it. Direction. But we're not shorting it either.
No, because it's just heavily manipulated. You're playing a risky game that's not worth it, in my opinion.
Okay, Signal.
I like, you know what, Clemente, I like your first two because you've actually got a thesis there as to why they can do well or not do well. And I think that's part of trading, right? Trading, you go in with a thesis as to why you think you're right. And if you're wrong, you then understand why your thesis was wrong. Well, this just feels like a pure gamble and just throwing money out the window, which would negate any profits you would get from your other two trades. So I don't like FROGANA for that reason. It's just because you don't have a good enough thesis to be in it.
All right, well, we'll see. 7 days. Market. We'll check back in on this next week and see how it goes.
Clemente's long in FROGANAs. We also have people thinking that shorting PARCL's not a good idea. I thought we were sending this thing into the ground. We'll have to see. Yeah. So anyway, The results were short PARCL, long Tensorians. Clemente thinks to long FROGANAs. Easy's not as in on that one. One thing I actually wanted to bring up quickly is I was chatting with my pal in the sauna last night. He's someone that is a big Solana guy, has last cycle Solana NFTs, and he asked me, after he discussed a breakup that he just went through in depth, by the way, he asked me what's going on with the Solana NFT market. Are SMBs a buy here? I think he has an SMB from last cycle. Easy, what do you think about buying an SMB here?
To be honest, I like them here at like 35-ish. I do like them because it's like they've held some level of provenance despite the monkey DAO just being recently a little bit rocky. The Gen 3 monkeys kind of put a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths. I think that if they did not do those, I think we'd see a much higher price action. It's like that sort of diluted it, sadly. But right now I like them here sub 35-ish. I think we can see a nice rally back up to 50 as soon as there's any sort of volume.
All right, SMB, this is Gen 2.
Yes, Gen 2 is the main one. Gen 1 never got listed. Oh, it's listed on like the Monkey DAO marketplace. Then Gen 3 is the most recent one.
Okay. Yeah, he said, like, I guess last cycle's narrative was
the punks of soul.
Right. And that's what he brought up right away.
That's everyone's narrative on it. They were like 300 soul at one point, which is crazy.
The narrative of CryptoPunks just completely goes out the window when you add another, like a Gen 3 into it.
Yeah, exactly. It's dilutive, which is the tough part.
He's got up to $14,000 floor.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yep.
Okay, now.
Clemente just saying, yikes.
Yikes.
Any closing thoughts?
I probably wouldn't go long or short on this one just because the premiums are too high. Clemente's out to lunch on FROGANAs. Hands down, one of the dumbest things he's ever said. I like the PARCL short. I like the Tensorian long. And Viva la Resistance.
Well, there you go. Viva la Resistance. Shout out to Easy Castro, the president of Cuba. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's our show. That's the Daily Bone podcast. One more shout out to our partner for today's show on the Polygon blockchain, One World, $1 campaign. Check it out at oneworld1dollar.com. We'll be back tomorrow to close the week off strong, 9 a.m. Eastern time, available on Apple and Spotify podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Also on Twitter Spaces, many of you are listening there, and X platform video. Also YouTube, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. That's if you want to catch the video feed of the show. We hope you enjoy it. We appreciate you guys listening. We will